Hello, is it on? I'm KATIEJANE Hughes, this is Uncut with KJH, and I'm going to show you just a gorgeous, rich, creamy, beautiful tones of brown and pink makeup look. Great for spring, great for summer, great for all year round. I mean, I hate putting a label on a makeup routine because then it maybe limits how you would use it. And I truly don't believe there are any rules in makeup. So yes, I'm going to get right into bronzer. I've got a little bit of skin prep done. So I do bronzer first before I do foundation and concealer. My lighting is very central to my face, so when I turn you can see it, but I like that the lighting is actually giving me some shadows in the sides of my face because they are actually there already. It's just allowing for me to see them even more, and therefore allowing for me to know exactly where they're supposed to go when I'm enhancing them. Does that make sense? So I turn just to check, but I really want the placement to be where the shadow is when I look forward, and actually have those shadows there, but they're amplified because there's no fill lights at the side of my head. There's just one light in the center of my head. And I quite like this new light style. I'm using a cool little light from a brand called Slight, and it's a light that I can completely control with my phone. And I have one behind me that actually is supposed to be yellow. Oh, it is yellow. It's just that the light room is so bright otherwise. Okay, a little bit of bronzer on first. Always sort of, you know, gives you a little bit of bronzy glow before your concealer and foundation. However, I'm going to go in with highlighter next. This is my product. I'm launching this in September. I'm using a gold shade. It comes in 4 colors. I'm using this before concealers because I want it to look like it's coming from within. So I'm actually going to go a little heavier than maybe that you've ever seen me do. So I'm doing like my bronzing and highlighting first. So as far as bronzing and contouring and the two differences of the two things, contouring essentially is creating shadows in the face in areas where you either already have them or where you want to make them up. Bronzer typically is a product or an ingredient in the recipe of the makeup look to make you look like you've been in the sun and give you a bit more color. I wouldn't bronze with contour, but I would contour with bronze because I think it's fine if it's a little warm. I wouldn't put a cool toned contour product too sort of freely across the face because I think it might make things look a little gray all over, whereas I think the like all over wash of something should be more of a warm tone versus a cool tone. Anyway, so highlighter's done. I'm now going to go in with concealer. This is Shiseido Synchro Skin Concealer in 201, and I'm just going to put it in those areas. A little bit there, and then a tad down the nose. And then I'm going to blend that in with the number 8 KJH Spectrum into the zones where I first placed it. But then obviously, because there's a decent amount of product on my face, I can blend what's on into a bigger space, even though I only applied it in one little space. Like that little patch became this patch. So I started small, but it got bigger and more diffused. So that's kind of how it works. And that's why it works when you sort of just sparingly apply it, because you're blending it into a wider space. I don't go too close to my eye lash line when I'm doing concealer because it's going to crease there. So I just sort of go under, but I leave like 5 millimeters between my lash line and my eyeliner, my concealer area, because it's better that way for me. I think going right up to you also then reduce all these natural colors that live there and that I think are actually kind of part of the face that should remain. Each to their own. No, there's no rules, but I think sometimes if you conceal completely, you've just got to build back those shadows back in so it doesn't look kind of obscure and strange. Oh, those colors. But again, my preference is not everyone's preference, and that's okay. Okay, so just blending that in, and then here we are. Oh, I should take some brushes for my client. Okay, done. So that's my concealer, my highlighter, and my bronzer. Done, easy, simple, not complicated. 3 simple products, and I used barely any, which is great because you will then get more longevity out of your products. I'm going to do a little bit of blush next, which is this new NU from YSL in the shade Chills. I'm going to just take it on a brush. I'm going to just use the KJH number 2. Just saturate it onto the bristles via the fingertips, and then just slowly start to sort of stipple it on. I haven't powdered yet, so I'm good to keep playing with creams until I powder. You can still use powder after cream after powder, sorry, but you just want to be delicate about your pressure. Okay, so a little bit of blush here. It's nice to bring it to the eyelid if you want. Then I'm going to do powder on my eyelids before I do lip. Actually, I have to show you this amazing lipstick that I'm obsessed with before I do eyes. I might seem a little all over the place today. It's because I am. This, I can't get enough of. I think it's the most epic pencil ever. It's, lipstick ever. It's called Coquette 326 from Lancome. I love it. And I love it paired with the Nabla Lip Shaper in number 1. Need to sharpen this soon. Because this gives it like more fullness and contrast from the lip edge. Do you see? Perfection. That is going to be my summer lip staple, I tell you. I'm actually going to take this out with me today. Before I do eyeshadow, I'm going to do a little powder on my eyelids, and I'm just going to use this same brush that I use for concealer and just smear some powder delicately across the lid. This is going to do 2 things. It's going to set any natural oils that I have on my skin and sort of take them down a little, as well as the concealer, and as well prime me for eyeshadow. So this palette that I had in the frame earlier is the most epic, gorgeous Korean beauty brand. Comes in this lovely, I've seen Veronica Rito, who you might know from Instagram, use this brand a little. So I'm actually going to start, it's got a bronzer and a highlighter at the bottom, and then a bunch of shades of eyeshadow. I'm going to take a medium-sized brush, and I'm going to take this color. I don't even want to touch these. They're so beautiful. And I'm just going to start by stippling that on. Oh, the payoff is nice. It's giving Chanel. It's giving like a Chanel payoff, but more like somewhere between like a Chanel and a NARS. Because sometimes I love NARS eyeshadows, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I don't want loads of payoff. Sometimes I like a sort of softer build. This is giving like a really beautiful, easy build. Wow. Korean beauty and innovation and Japanese beauty and innovation, I think those 2 countries are so good at product, as well as Italy. Italy make the most epic formulas. Germany makes the most amazing of pencils. But I love this palette. Oh my god. It's interesting how different countries sort of excel in different things. And it's interesting to start learning all of that throughout the product development process of building my own brand. 2023, September. Mark your calendars, friends. Okay, I'm just going to blend this all out with a smaller brush, sorry, that's got more precision. And I think I'm actually going to, with this brush, take this sort of coppery golden shade and just skim it under the lash line a little bit. Wow, this palette is gorgeous. That was so easy. I don't know how much this is, so I can't tell you that, but we will link it below. Oh my god, this is beautiful. I'm going to take the same shadow and bring it up into here. So it's just like, in my opinion, like an easy smoky eye, where you've got like a base color kind of across the whole lid, and then a little bit of a sort of sultrier shade in the contours of the eye, and then mascara, and it's just quick and easy and done in sort of 10 minutes. That's what I like about KJH, Uncut with KJH, is because I think that reality of showing how I can get a look in 10 or 15 minutes, yes, might not be achievable for everyone, but because I'm an expert and this is my job, but I think that it's a good way to show you what actually can be done in 15 minutes, and 15 minutes or less. Okay, so pretty. Now, once I've got like definition, I like to go in with more definition in certain parts of the face. Wow, this is so crazy, this formula. It's like really easy to use. I have an itch. It's really easy to use. I didn't just use this part of the brush to edge my head, just FYI. It's really easy to use and build, and like just has this luster to it. I'm going to take my clean brush and buff underneath, and that little bit of concealer that's under my eye is actually going to slowly blend into this shadow because it's near my eye, and so it's going to kind of give me a softening effect to the eye. Okay, I'm going to start brightening now a little bit with this color first. It's like a champagne-y peach through the middle. Oh my god, I need everything this brand makes. Wow. Champagne-y peach there. I mean, do you see how pretty this is? Like, I can't even. I think it's really nice to have like the shadows sort of enhanced with depth, and then have a few pops of light around areas. Inner corners are somewhere that I sometimes don't go because I think sometimes it can look a bit cheesy, but most of the time I think it can look really nice. I'm actually going to take a little of this gold color. there is fallout and flicking off of product, but it's not bad. And it's also like user error to how then you apply that. Like if I was to start flicking on the brush and windscreen wipering the brush on my face, it's going to flick the product everywhere. But also your concealer brush is like the perfect little cleanup tool for that. Before I wrap the eyes and start doing mascara, I'm going to just get the most of that pigment out of this brush, because I'm going to go in there with a brown from this palette, and I don't want the black eyeshadow that's in there to sort of interfere too much, so I've got most of it out. Yeah, there's a little bit of fallout, but nothing too bad. Again, I'm not like a fallout bothered person. I find it just like fine. It's like you can get rid of it pretty easily, or tap on instead of blending on shadow. I mean, this is just, by the way, this is what it looks like. This is me like in a shadowy space. So I'm kind of messing with my lights a little bit lately, and so the things might be looking a tiny bit different. So bear with me. I'm trying to bear with myself and give myself time to just not feel the need to change it every single day. It's like what I like for Instagram, I might like different. What I like for Instagram, I might like something different for YouTube, whatever. So Tower 28 mascara, Make Waves. Probably the most high performance clean mascara on the market. And I know it's becoming everyone's favorite. I feel like if you don't like this yet, you've possibly had a bad one, because it's just too good not to love. But that said, everybody's mascara preferences are so different. Some people don't like volume, some people only like length, and some people don't like sort of, you know, I like, what I love about this mascara, I should probably just say, is that it gives me the volume that I want in seconds. That said, that can sometimes be clumpy for some people, but this isn't clumpy for me. Some people just want like a lash slick kind of look. This is not a lash slick mascara. This is a drama, gorgeous, rich mascara. Okay, I'm just going to gently just apply a little to the bottom. Same on this side. And then I'm going to flick that mascara mistake away when it dries, but first I'm going to do a few freckles. Okay. So the benefit of putting my highlighter underneath my foundation or my concealer is that it makes the product just look like it's my skin. I would also put it on top. I actually might go back in with a bit more on top. So the highlighter with my fingertip versus a brush. Just sort of pinpoint, delicately pulling it on, just to give it a little bit more pop. Same on the tip of the nose, down the nose. It's nice down the bridge of the nose, right on the bone. It gives you like a nose contouring effect without looking like you've contoured your nose. And I always like to do a bit on the chin. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I used everything that I wanted to use. These Uncut with KJH videos, all of the products are pre-selected before I start rolling, because I don't want to be leaning to my left consistently trying to grab things. So I get everything out that I want to use based on the look that I want to create, and then I create the look. And that, my friends, is the look. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. This is a close-up of the look. If you want more powder, you can, but I'm just going to leave mine as it is. Thanks for watching, and all the products will be listed below on ShopMy, which is an affiliate platform, so they are affiliate links. And yeah, pop any questions there if you've got them.